I keep forgetting how I want to do my intros, but I feel like it would if it wasn't an awkward intro, it just wouldn't be me, right? If it's not awkward, it's not authentic. Authentically me. So, あこんにちは、皆さん。hola todos, 大家好. Salut ami. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another, I guess, podcast. I don't know what this is, man. Update. Okay. To be honest, I really wanted to like keep it more positive, kind of focus on the wins, right? But this week, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like everything kind of took a turn and kind of flipped a little bit upside down there. But uh, yeah, I don't know. I did notice this week something I really need to like get a hold on, right? Chatting with my language partner in Chinese on Saturday, I realized that there are a lot of words that I've learned in the past, and even in the app that I use, Immersive Chinese, there are a lot of words and things I've learned in the past that have that I've learned, right, that I knew before, but all of a sudden it was like I could not remember them in conversation, and I realized like a lot of those words it's because I haven't been using them, right? And so it's like, no, I really cannot afford to go back to where I was before. Like I mentioned before, right? I really don't want to go back to um this kind of like I don't know, just where it's like you're not really doing anything, you're just kind of stagnant, and then you start losing things. It's like I don't want to lose progress. I'm really not trying to do that. So I think that's something for Chinese that I'm just gonna really sit down and just try to figure out, okay, I need to do a little bit more than what I'm doing to help me maintain and like retain things. So I don't know. I also just remembered that it's March and I have not recorded a single voice diary. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So I'll have to get on that. But some positive things. I did read my first news article in Spanish. I realized that the numbers confuse me in Spanish, right? Because we don't write the way that they write the numbers are not how we write them in English, right? Like for example, in the article it was talking about there's also some other things I learned how to say like oops, I can't remember the English word. I can't remember the English word now. But basically those shows that you see that, or movies that have already played like a long time ago and they just have them randomly on TV, that word. I learned it in Spanish today. Learned a lot of new things, right? Learned some words that I forgot. Temporada, right? For season, like first season, 12 seasons, all that good stuff. So I read my first news article. Technically not my first news article, but the first time in a long time. So I don't know how. Finally read a news article. Let's say that in Spanish. Um, so I did that. But yeah, did that, and I don't know. There's some things that I need to do still for French or whatever. I'm coming to the realization that Lingo Deer is only good if you already know the grammar, right? Because I finally hit my 70-day streak, 75-day streak for the first time ever on that app, which is cool. But now I'm like, but what was the point? Because, Chinese is getting a bit out of hand there. I kind of see why someone had said before that they didn't really like it on Lingo Deer, just because um, it's too advanced. Like the first part of it is supposed to be for beginners. And the sentences are often too long. There's too many new words to remember in the sentences. So it's like, okay, this sentence is really long. There's a lot of new characters in here because, in Chinese, it's not just new words. You're also having to learn new characters, new tones. I almost said new fighting, new syllables. Not necessarily new syllables, but, it's like, okay, now I have to remember this character is this word and it is pronounced this way. And then together, these two things, it's just a lot. So yeah, it's like the sentences are getting too long. Um, and then at the same time, it's too formal. And it even said that in one of the lessons, like, oh, this is typically used in written speech or written communication and some other kind of speech, very seldom in spoken conversation. I'm like, so why am I learning this? I don't know. So I'm getting irritated with that. And something similar is happening with Japanese, right? Where I'm realizing, okay, yeah, I may just only use it for Japanese at this point because it's basically taking me through all the stuff I've learned before. The problem is I'm not getting explanations on the grammar, right? Like, I don't know. I know they have on Lingodeer a little card thing, right? Those little knowledge cards where you go and you read it and it explains stuff to you. Which even that, right? I had to switch to English because there were certain stuff that were not translated yet into Spanish, which is the whole point of why I wanted to use Lingodeer was to stack the languages, right? So I can maintain my Spanish and then also review Japanese and improve. I almost said mejorar. Yep, that's where we are. Mejorar, better, improve my Mandarin while also almost said aprender while also learning my French. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's like, yeah, I can still use it. It's just irritating that for the 15th, 100th time in a row, it's like one more thing that I'm not getting to be able to do the way I wanted. And it's like, what is the point of me? you know, like, I really want to be able to stack my languages so that I can, continue to maintain in one while improving the other because that is also how polyglots do it. But if I'm constantly using my native English for all of them, then it's like, well, this defeats the purpose. So, IDK. I'm a little frustrated, but it's all right. Um, I am participating in a reading challenge that I can't remember. I think Speak in Spades is doing the reading challenge this month, or I forgot. But I'm doing a little reading challenge with my friend, language study Graham, Naya, Miss Naya. Um, Again, and even that I haven't started on the book that I'm supposed to be reading. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get on that. Like, uh, today, this week. Oh my gosh. I'm basically gonna be reading 4 books ish because there is a comic that I've started in French. I can say that. There's a comic I started in French. I never finished the series in English. It was like an English translation called My Deepest Secret, I believe. My Deepest Secret or My Little Secret or something. I think it's My Deepest Secret. And I'm reading it in French, which it was, fairly okay to manage. I learned a lot of new verbs. But I'm reading it casually, so it's like, I don't feel like making flashcards for this stuff. I probably need to go ahead and do that though, just so it's like, okay, see how this is conjugated? Put that in the, put that in your flashcard. So yeah, I did that, read my first comic in French. Um, first episode of the comic in French. What else? You can tell I'm going off the dome for this because I didn't even take time to like write down like I usually do. So there's that. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm still reading Japanese news articles. I have to read one today. I may not read it today, y'all. I don't know. The way I feel on weekends, I just get so tired that I don't know. It's like, ugh, if I don't get it done that morning, it's probably not gonna get done. Because toward about this time of the day, which it's like almost 6 o'clock, my mentally, I just start to go bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop, and it's like, ADK. I don't know. I don't feel like it. So yeah, where I stand right now is I'm really close to just stopping Lingo Deer altogether. I don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's like there's no point in me continuing this. Um, I don't know. What I may do is I may continue and just do it so that I just do a lot of reviewing for now. Because I know I can at least do that. I can go in there, do a couple of reviews, and then hit my minimum of 20 points, which is like the lowest you can earn on there to keep my minimum up. Do a couple of those, you get like 20, 28 points or so. So yeah. But I don't know, y'all. I really need to find a way to make it so that I am making sure to use all my vocabulary that I've learned so I don't lose them. Because yeah, it really sucks that, talking to my language partner in Chinese, and I was like struggling to make senses. I was struggling to, like, she would say something and then it was like, what? So she had to write it down. And then as soon as I saw the sentence, oh, that's what you said. So yeah, I think the biggest issue is that I need to incorporate more listening. So this week, I think my plan is just to um, take note of, okay, how often do you listen to something in these languages? Because once a week clearly is not going to cut that. And then also like, how much time are you committing to your listening? Because really at my level, at least for Japanese and Spanish, that should at least be like 30 minutes. Chinese should at least be, 15 to 20 minutes, and then French, because that's the new one. Honestly, I don't know. I've been doing like the bare the bare minimum. I watch like I've been watching Lupin, which, oh my goodness, that show is so good. That show is so good. I'm almost done with the first season. Um, but those episodes are roughly like 30 minutes, but that's once a week. Besides like listening to um what's it called? Coffee break French. But I only do that once a week. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change some stuff up because it's like, okay, I have a set day basically for study days, like where I sit down and I study. Like I have to do that. But I also need to, for those passive activities, like passive listening, it's like you could literally do that every day. And so I think what I'm just gonna do is just make me a little playlist on like Podbean, have my little things where it's just like in rotation, French, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, or something, I don't know. And just do that. I'm still a little nervous about the listening for Japanese, especially for the JLPT, because I did try listening to my first news broadcast. It was NHK podcast, and it was like a short news segment. And I zoned out on it like three, four times. The I noticed though the one section I did halfway pay attention to was sports, which is funny. It was like, oh, sports, and I don't even like sports like that. So IDK. But yeah, honestly, I feel like this week was a bit of a mess, but that's okay because again, it's still the beginning of the year. Um, I don't know. I feel like the first 2, 3 months, the first part of the year, I'm struggling to like find my rhythm, and then to be honest, I feel like I don't really find it until toward the end of the year. So I don't know, but yeah, I definitely need to make some changes because I'm not happy with what's going on, especially with my Chinese. That's like my biggest issue. So yeah, this week I will be making some adjustments once again. I really think that's been the biggest issue is that every time there's a change or every time I have to change something in the routine or whatever, it causes issues. It causes me to forget things, or I have a hard time remembering like what I'm supposed to be doing. So then that day when I'm actually supposed to be studying or whatever, I'm just sitting there kind of looking around and like, I don't know, and then I end up goofing off because I forgot like, oh wait, today is such and such. I'm supposed to be doing blah blah blah. So, oh my gosh, and it really didn't help that I deleted something, a file on my phone by accident, trying to create space in my phone. So now my phone basically has two modes, ringtone, like ringer, and then silent because all the vibrate things are gone. So that also doesn't help that I don't have any more notifications, so I don't have a way to like remind myself. And it's like, well, you can put on the ringer. No, I cannot because I'm in a group text and they text a lot. Not to mention, I have other alerts on my phone, and you get tired of hearing all the ding, 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 ding. Like, I can't. I, I refuse. So, I'm just gonna find another way. But yeah, so that is my update. I'm trying to keep it short, so I'm just gonna get off now before I ramble some more. But you guys take care. 皆さん、気をつけてね。cuídate todos. No sé en mandarín, pero 再见. And I don't know how to say. Oh, a la potion. A la potion. Bye.